In today's show, Bitcoin price prediction from mysterious cryptocurrency whale whisperer goes viral on crypto Twitter. We're talking about Angelo BTC, who shared this with his 150,000 Twitter followers. $16,000 Bitcoin price by October. The charts never lie. We'll be discussing this bullish price prediction here in today's show. Also, in today's episode, don't buy Bitcoin, says wealth exec as Lebanon chooses Bitcoin over fiat. Interesting, right? Bitcoin and gold are too speculative, and it's better for investors to trust the government to pay them back, claims Peter Malik. Crazy, right? And he goes on to say, if you're loaning money to a company or government, that company or government is promising to pay you back. He continued, it's no different from loaning money to your brother. Hopefully, your brother is really economically stable. You loan him money, he's going to pay you back. So what do you trust more, Bitcoin or government? I think the answer is quite clear, but we'll be discussing this interesting story here in today's show. Also, in today's episode, Bitcoin traders are now eyeing the $6,000 to $7,000 levels after 4 failed attempts to break the $10,000 resistance. The price of Bitcoin is set to test lower levels as support after numerous attempts to break 10,000 have failed. We'll be discussing this in today's show. We'll also be taking a look at the overall cryptocurrency market. As you can see, Bitcoin's hovering at about $9,150, down 2.2% for the day. Most of the major altcoins are also in the red. Where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. So be sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell icon to receive notifications of the latest premium crypto news. And before we kick off today's show, if interested in learning from the Wall Street legend who picked Apple in 2003 and Bitcoin in 2016 as he shares his #1 pick for the 2020s, they're calling it the investment of the decade. Right now, there is a mad rush in corporate America. It involves Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook. They're all betting on a new technology that the World Economic Forum projects will soar 295,000% over the next 7 years, but it's not AI, the Internet of Things, or 5G. To discover what it is, click the link below this video in the description and check out this exclusive presentation with the one and only Tika Tiwari. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV, and let's dive right into today's top story of the day. Bitcoin price prediction from mysterious crypto whale whisperer goes viral on crypto Twitter. A self-declared crypto whale whisperer, known for being a top trader on BitMEX, is bullish on Bitcoin's trajectory over the next 5 months. In a new viral tweet, Angelo BTC tells his 150,000 followers on Twitter that BTC is coiling in a triangle that will lead to an eventual breakout and surge to $16,000 by October. Taking a look at his tweet here on crypto Twitter, 16K by October, the charts never lie. And then he went on to share, imagine shorting the best performing asset of the decade. Last month, Angelo compared Bitcoin's current path to the early days of its epic run up to $20,000 back in December of 2017. This time around, he believes Bitcoin is en route to $30,000 by 2021. Here's what he had to share. Crazy how they had to tank the stock market to shake people out before the halving. Crazy how we're still going to $30,000. Bitcoin is currently battling a psychological resistance at the $9,000 level. At this time, Bitcoin is trading down 2% for the day at $9,161. We have Ethereum also down about 1.9%, trading at $203. XRP, one of the few major altcoins back in the green, but by 0.62%, trading at 20 cents even. We have Link down about 2% for the day, trading just below $4. We have EOS down 1.5%, trading at $2.52. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision down 1%, trading at $193. And Bitcoin Cash down 1.4%, trading at $233. So in the short term, analyst and trader Michaël Poppe says Bitcoin is at risk of further drop to below the $8,000 levels. Testing the support level here might wick to 9,100 after breaking below the rising wedge structure, holding here, and we can test the range highs again. If Bitcoin can't, I'm assuming the $8,200 to $8,500 level to be tested as support next. And he broke it down here with this this graph, which you can see right here on your screen, and I'll include this in the show notes below the video in the description for you to reference and check it out. So it'll be interesting to see where the Bitcoin price goes from here. And now for our next story of the day. Don't buy Bitcoin, says wealth exec, as Lebanon chooses Bitcoin over fiat. And before we break this down, let's actually take a look at some of the top exchanges. We got Binance up a whopping 21% with 7.3 billion in volume. As you can see, all the exchanges, it's a sea of green, meaning a lot of volume and liquidity is pumping into the crypto market. We got Hoboy Global up 27% with 6.8 billion in volume. We have OKEX up 6.89% with 3.4 billion in volume, and then BitMEX up 10% with $2.9 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin is not what young investors should buy after the coronavirus crash, says the man who once said that Bitcoin faces an inevitable death spiral. Speaking to CNBC on May 21st, Peter Malik, president and chief investment officer at wealth management firm Creative Planning, claimed that stocks and bonds were better options than Bitcoin and even gold. What makes this so interesting is cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin in particular, has been the best performing asset in the past decade, and it will probably be the best performing asset of our entire lives. So for a president of an investment firm to tell you that stocks and bonds are better options than Bitcoin, things that make you go, you know what I mean? What is he, working for the deep state? Malik, no need to buy Bitcoin or gold. There's no need to go over into the speculative world. He told the network, is gold really that speculative? It's been going up for the past decade since I've been following it. You know what I mean? The same with Bitcoin. They're safe haven assets so that you can hedge against corruption, government, and fiat currency and quantitative easing. You know what I'm saying? Arguing that assets such as Bitcoin and gold see a lot more boom and bust. Basically, we define speculative as anything that doesn't produce income and bring it to you as an investor. Now, in my humble opinion, my 2 Satoshis, I feel saving dollars when they're printing trillions of it is very speculative and probably a bad investment. This is not investment advice, but I would not be stacking and saving dollars right now. I'd be stacking and saving sats, Satoshis, Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, maybe some top cryptocurrencies, maybe my favorite altcoins, and maybe even gold and silver. You know what I mean? Safe haven assets which are protected against fraudulent activity such as quantitative easing and Ponzi scams such as the Fed. There you go. There's my 2 Satoshis. Malik was speaking as Bitcoin far outperformed stocks, bonds, oil, and gold year to date. That's a fact. Cointelegraph reported that crypto's 2020 performance has no comparison, having entirely erased the losses from its crash, which is a fact, which also took down traditional markets. Fact. The recovery, however, has been much less certain. Even Malik himself appeared to doubt the appeal of his own advice while recommending buying bonds. He could not avoid mentioning the amount of blind faith required in the issuer. Now, having blind faith in the government, hey, I wasn't born yesterday there, buddy. Here's what he said. If you're loaning money to a company or government, that company or government is promising to pay you back. He continued, it's no different from loaning money to your brother. Hopefully your brother's really economically stable. You loan him money, he's going to pay you back. Now, I'm just going to ask you to answer and respond in the comments. If you were to loan your brother, hypothetically, let's say $10,000, do you have a good chance of receiving that back? And if you were to lend the government $10,000, what do you think your chances are of receiving that back, especially when they're in a cash crisis, printing trillions and trillions of fiat, right, out of the name of quantitative easing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The numbers don't lie. Checking out these stats from SKU Analytics, it shows macro assets current year returns. Bitcoin year to date up 26%, gold year to date up 13%, SPX down 8%, the dollar up 8%, and WTI, which is oil, down 48%. So which is the best performing asset of the year? Bitcoin. What's the best performing asset of the decade? Bitcoin. So why is a wealth management firm telling you not to buy Bitcoin and not to buy gold when they're the best performing assets of the year? Makes no sense, right? It is precisely this lack of the need to trust that Bitcoin has become the top investment available in terms of its hardness as money. Unlike with fiat, companies, or bonds, there is no need to worry whether the actions of a small number of people will destroy an investment's value. That's why so many people are flocking to gold and Bitcoin. Lebanese investors vote for Bitcoin. Lay consumers have once again been voting against fiat investment en masse and in favor of Bitcoin this week. According to a survey of Lebanese residents currently circulating on Twitter, 57.5% of the 6,661 respondents would prefer to receive their salary in Bitcoin. Don't take my word for it. Let's check it out. This is a poll from Dan Azzi, who wrote, would you rather receive your monthly salary for your job in Lebanon in cash, the Lolar, or Lira, or Bitcoin? And 57% wrote Bitcoin. So it's quite clear what the people prefer, and that's the money of the people, which is Bitcoin. The sentiment comes as the value of the local currency, the Lebanese pound, continues to free fall. Earlier this month, a dollar peg in place since 1997 vanished, adding to the rout. At the same time, Gemini co-founder Tyler Winklevoss is sounding the alarm over government's gold buying strategies. The Bank of England blocking access to Venezuela's reserves may cause some governments to rethink their gold strategy, he argued on Thursday, taking a look at his tweet on crypto Twitter. This may cause some governments to rethink their gold strategy, hashtag Bitcoin, and he shares an article, Venezuela sues the Bank of England over refusal to release gold. Quite interesting times we're living in, to say the least, right? Malik, meanwhile, is convinced that Bitcoin will fail. In December of 2018, around the time Bitcoin hit lows of 3,100, he said that for him, Bitcoin is dead. Well, guess what? Bitcoin resurrected. Biatch. It won't go quietly, but the recent precipitous drop may be the beginning of its inevitable and inexplorable death spiral, or there could be a dead cat bounce, he wrote in Forbes. Either way, I see Bitcoin as a dead man walking, and in retrospect, here's my 2 Satoshis, I see fiat currency and quantitative easing in the US dollar as dead man walking. There, I said it. According to the current count of such arbitraries by 99 Bitcoins, Bitcoin has now died and come back to life 380 times. You can say that again. And now for our next story of the day. Bitcoin traders now eye $6,000 to $7,000 levels after 4 failed attempts to break that $10,000 critical psychological resistance. Since May 20, Bitcoin price has dropped nearly 10%, shifting traders' focus from taking out the 10K resistance to now holding above the all-important $8,800 support. The short-term bearish trend took hold after the top-ranked crypto asset on CoinMarketCap experienced repeated rejections near the $10,000 mark, which took the form of higher lows at $9,942 and $9,905 and $9,849. Failure to set a higher high above these levels and the steady loss of momentum eventually caused the price to drop below the bullish pennant, and the last 2 days have seen the bearish move intensify. Can say that again. For the time being, the Bitcoin price continues to find support at the ascending channel trend line, but the strength of each bounce from the support is beginning to thin, and a number of traders are now calling for a revisit to the $7,400 to $6,500 range if the $8,800 to $8,575 support gives out. So it's very critical what they're saying here. Bitcoin must maintain that $8,800 resistance. If not there, then the $8,575 resistance, support. And if we break below those levels, then we're more than likely to continue heading down to the $7,000 and even the potential $6,000 levels, as we can see charted out here on TradingView. As shown in the daily time frame, the price is currently pinned between 2 high volume VPVR nodes extending from 9,100 to 8,575. While the price has dipped below the 20-day moving average for the first time in 9 days, Bitcoin is still above the 100 and 200-day moving averages, which are both located near that $8,000 level. Traders favoring the Bollinger Band indicator will notice that the price dropped below the indicator's moving average, and as selling pressure mounts, a drop to the lower band at 84.60 becomes increasingly likely. Back in April, when the price traded below 8K, many analysts predicted that 8,000 would be a formidable resistance to overcome, but as readers may recall, Bitcoin blasted above this level with ease, meaning the price could also slice through this level during a sharp downside move. In the event further action to the downside, traders might reconsider the idea of viewing the 100 and 200 MA at 8,000 as a strong level of support, giving the VPVR volume gap around this price. A correction to 7,400 seems more likely. So a drop below 7,400 isn't curtains for Bitcoin price. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, a few traders are already targeting the $6,400 area, citing the formation of an inverse head and shoulders pattern on the weekly time frame. A drop below the high volume VPVR node at 7,000 to 63.85 would complete the right shoulder, and the eventual push above above the neckline at 9,800 would have traders eyeballing 14,000. Such a move would surpass the 2019 high at 13,950 and set Bitcoin price up for a shot at a new all-time high. This would take a while to play out, and it is difficult to predict how things would play out, as the price could complete the neckline and spring upward, roll over for a lengthy consolidation period, or rally to 10K only to meet resistance at a long-term descending trend line again. With all that said, it's still something to consider and keep in the back of one's mind. So looking forward, where do we go from here? Well, currently the 4-hour time frame shows the Bitcoin price is in the process of an oversold bounce as the RSI has begun to reverse course from 30. The MACD histogram has also turned light pink on both the signal line and the MACD continue to project downward and do not appear ready to cross. While playing oversold bounces at the ascending channel trend line has been profitable strategy since April 16th, the current price action has not broken the pattern of lower highs and lower lows, and the purchasing volume response is less than satisfactory. Risk-adverse traders could watch for a 4-hour candle close above 92.50 or even wait for the digital asset to close above the 20 moving average at 9,500 on the 4-hour chart. This would place the price back above the Bollinger Band moving average and a key support resistance level. Traders looking to short will be watching for a drop below 85.50 and an increase in bearish momentum below the 200-day moving average in order to target $7,400 and $6,500 price levels. As things currently stand, the Bitcoin price remains in an uptrend until the price closes below the ascending channel. So I just shared with you some bullish outlooks on the Bitcoin price as well as some bearish outlooks. Where do you think personally the Bitcoin price is likely to go from here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. I'm more bullish than bearish, so I'm just throwing it out there. And now taking a look at the overall cryptocurrency market cap, we're sitting at over $250 billion, $254 billion to be exact, with $126 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and the current BTC dominance is 66.3%. And now taking a look at the top gainers within the top 100, we have Omnis Go up a whopping 41%, trading at $1.74. Solve up a whopping 38%, trading at 19 cents. AELF up 14%, trading at 8.8 cents. Hypercash up 13.5%, trading at $1.23. IOST up 11%, trading at 0.004. And Digibyte up 10%, trading at 1.7 cents. And now for the biggest losers, Theta down 8%, trading at 26 cents. Aave down 6%, trading at 5.7 cents. Steam down 5.9%, trading at 20 cents. Hive down 5.8%, trading at 29 cents. 0x down 5.5%, trading at 33 cents. And Steamer down 4.6%, trading at 7 cents. And now checking out the BitMEX margins. Let's actually refresh this. This particular resource has been glitchy in the past few days. Let's see if it's still glitching up, which it is, because it's showing longs are superior by 100%. We all know that's not accurate, so let's skip this and move on to the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 42 in fear. Yesterday was a 49, which is neutral. Last week a 44 in fear, and last month a 19 in extreme fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That can be a buying opportunity. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. And checking out the community section of my YouTube channel, I have a couple polls I recently asked. One of them says, who is the real Satoshi Nakamoto? And 71% of you voted a group collective, 12% of you put Adam Back, and 9% Craig Wright. And then another question I asked 4 days ago, on April 1st, where will the Bitcoin price most likely be? So we have about another week before April 1st. And 48% of you said, I am bullish, and predicting that Bitcoin will be at $11,000 or above. 19% of you put less than $8,000, and 14% of you put between $9,000 and $10,000. If you haven't casted your vote, be sure to do so. And I want to encourage you to check out the description right below this video by clicking show more in the description right down below for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market. This goes for all 400 plus videos here on the channel. Also have some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsdaily.com. newsyes.com. Not only is this updated every day, it also allows you to download the latest episode of the show in MP3 format so you can listen to it in the car, on your way to work, when you're out and about, working out, or just doing your thing. Also, be sure to subscribe on YouTube. My direct YouTube link is cryptonewsalerts.net, and your support is greatly appreciated. You can also follow us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher Radio. So we're active on all the major podcasting platforms. So whichever podcasting platform you're active on, please help support the show. You can also follow us on Twitter to receive daily crypto news alerts. My Twitter handle is Crypto News Yes. And I also have a private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy with over 17,000 strong from all over the world. To become a part of this, simply click this link, request to join, and I'll be sure to plug you in. And I also have a private crypto Telegram chat for those of you active on Telegram. If you'd like to join, specifically click this link from a mobile device and you'll automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you on the inside. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto revolution. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell icon to receive notifications of the latest premium crypto news. And real quick, if interested in learning from the Wall Street legend Teeka Tiwari, who picked Apple back in 2003 and Bitcoin back in 2016 as he shares his #1 pick for the 2020s, they're calling it the investment of the decade. Right now, there is a mad rush in corporate America. It involves Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook. They're all betting on a new technology that the World Economic Forum projects will soar 295,000% over the next 7 years. But it's not AI, the Internet of Things, or 5G. To discover what it is, click the link below this video in the description. It'll take you to this exclusive presentation with the one and only Teeka Tiwari. Check it out, and I look forward to catching you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.